But first, the latest following a terror attack in Boulder, Colorado yesterday in which victims were set on fire. The suspect, now in custody, said he wanted to punish the Zionists attending a walk to honor Israeli hostages still held by Hamas. Still held more than a year and a half after the Hamas-led assault on Israel that left more than 1,200 dead. Let us be clear. Zionism and Judaism are not the same thing. Zionism is a political ideology about the state of Israel and its preservation. Judaism is a religion and cultural identity. While many Jews are Zionists, not all are. Not all Jews in Israel, for example, support the current Israeli government. That government's stated goal is the eradication of Hamas. In pursuit of that military goal, more than 54,000 Palestinians have been killed, according to officials in Gaza. Food and medicine shipments there have been sporadic because Israel fears Hamas will intercept trucks for its own purposes. Desperation erupted this weekend as tens of thousands rushed for food. Gunshots rang out. Dozens were reported killed. The attack in Boulder this weekend had all the hallmarks of terror, and federal charges of a hate crime were filed today, along with 16 counts of attempted murder. Officials said the suspect was in possession of 16 unused Molotov cocktails at the time of his arrest. Nicole Sganga joins me now. Nicole, it's good to have you with us. What's the latest?
Major, good to be with you. Within 24 hours, we now have both federal and state charges. You mentioned the charge of a federal hate crime, as well as those 16 counts of attempted murder if convicted. This individual faces 384 years behind bars for just those first-degree murder charges alone, to say nothing of some of the weapons charges we're also seeing here. Now, investigators say he was planning this attack for well over a year. He was waiting on his daughter to graduate school, that he acted because he hated what he called, Major, to your point, a Zionist group. He told investigators that he wanted everyone to die on the scene. He had tried to purchase a firearm in the state of Colorado, but he was not able to. First responders and police, we know, did save lives because they recovered those 16 unused Molotov cocktails on the scene. There were 12 victims. That's a higher number than what we had heard earlier in total, including those who suffered serious burns and were later transported to the hospital. And that includes an 88-year-old Holocaust survivor. Of course, protesters were peacefully walking on Sunday to draw attention to the Israeli hostages. 30 special agents deployed to this. There are assets being sent from FBI headquarters right here in Washington, D.C. to Colorado. 44 witness interviews so far, but police and FBI are still asking for any video, any social media information, any photos of this man. They are imploring the public to step forward. If they see something, say something.
Nicole, what do we know about the suspect's immigration status and how he entered the United States?
He entered the United States legally, Major, and here's our understanding of his travel and how it played out here in the U.S. in August 2022. He was granted a B-2 tourism visa upon entering the U.S. A month later, he applied for asylum here in the United States. We know that he traveled from Egypt and he was an Egyptian national. Then in in February of 2023, Major, his authorization to stay expired. So he was no longer authorized to stay under that visa, but that was still a pending asylum claim that he was under. And then a month later, he was granted work authorization. He worked for a healthcare company. He worked for Uber at one time, driving cars. Then in March 2025, that work authorization expired. Now, top administration officials and federal prosecutors have asserted that Soliman is here illegally. But there's this open question, just because he overstayed his work authorization doesn't necessarily mean he was here illegally. So again, we have asked what the status of that asylum claim was. We know that an average asylum claim here in the United States can often take upwards of 6 years. So if he applied back in 2022, it's likely he was still going through that legal process. It is, however, Major, a teaching moment. It's worth pointing out how many people are here illegally in the United States who entered legally and then overstayed that visa, that tourist visa. They were here as a non-immigrant. It's between 1% and 2% of non-immigrant admissions every year. That's between 650 to 850,000 overstays. An estimated 42% of the approximately 11 million unauthorized individuals living in the U.S. are actually here because they overstayed that initial admission, but they entered into the U.S. legally. So this is a larger problem that this points to.
Facts, figures, and context. Nicole Sganga, thank you very much.
Thank you.